we're going to get started on how to start a business in New Jersey. Today, we thank Lakeland Bank for being a part and being with us. For those of you that are logging in, we're going to be doing this for the next 4 weeks or so and teaching you every step of how to open your own business. We're working together with the Morris County Economic Development Corporation, where I serve as the Director of Business Resources. And today we have Roxanne and we have Jason with us from Lakeland Bank, which they have been instrumental in helping small businesses. So I'm going to give it over to Lakeland Bank and share with us. And we thank you for joining us today. And we have a lot of information. So if you can, plan to be with us the next 4 weeks. Thank you. Roxanne, Jason?
I'm just going to introduce, I'm Roxanne Camajo. I'm Community Development Officer for Lakeland Bank. I work with the community. We had a great event scheduled back in March, but unfortunately it got canceled with our partners in Dover. But we're glad to be here today. And we're going to have our small business specialist, we call them our business banking officer, Jason Rivera. I'll go over the slides that we received from FDIC. Also information on just the different services that is available to you as an entrepreneur. One of the key things I'm sure Jason will go over is that you want to make sure you keep personal and business stuff separate. So Jason Rivera, this is all yours.
Thank you, Roxanne. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jason Rivera, as Roxanne said, and I'm a business banking officer at Lakeland Bank. So our goal, or Lakeland Bank's goal, is to help our local community and all our small businesses in moving forward and trying to get acclimated with their business and obtaining the proper guidance in order to succeed with your business. Unfortunately, times are tough, as everybody knows right now. So right now is probably the best time to concentrate and make sure you take the appropriate steps and measures to correctly start your business, open up your business, maintain your financials, and just overall seek good guidance and information in order to help you succeed. Okay, Roxanne, let's start off with, so we set up a PowerPoint presentation here just to go over different services that not only Lakeland offers. Again, this is all banks, most banks offer this stuff. So you definitely want to choose what's good for you, what's appropriate for you and your business, what's close, what's convenient for you, and definitely choose what types of services you're looking for and what you need in order to succeed. As you see on our first slide here, you want to make sure technology is there that's specialized for small business products and services. Customer services, I think, is probably the best thing that you can, or the most important thing that you can collect from a business or from a bank or a financial institution. The reason being is you want to feel comfortable. You want to feel like you get to know everybody at your banking institution and sort of develop that relationship and trust feeling. So that would probably be one of the most important things, I'd say, for myself and for new businesses starting out. You want to get that trust there. The next slide here is basic FDIC requirements. Again, standard insurance amount is $250,000. What this does is protect you in case the bank goes under. You're insured for up to $250,000 on each, and this varies on the way you open up the accounts. You can get more information on the website there attached to that. I'm not going to go dive into details because there's so much details on this, but you can do research on that. And also your local bank or whoever you decide to bank with would have that information, and you can ask them more questions on that. But mostly all institutions in the United States have that. So that's a must. Different account services that you may or may not want. I'd say most of these here listed on here are very important for you to have, with the exception of maybe one or two. obviously the first thing you want to do is get a business checking account. That's the first thing you want to do when you start off with business. You want to, like Roxanne mentioned before, you want to separate the business, your business financials from your personal financials. And what that does is just protects you and the business from anything. God forbid something happens, goes under, you have issues, you know, you have those two separate and you can protect yourself from one another. In order to do that, you would get it depends on what type of business you have. There's sole proprietorships where you yourself are the individual owner using a tax ID number. It's usually, well, most of the times people would obtain an EIN number and an employer identification number issued from the IRS, which you can get that from irs.gov. You can apply for one there. They would issue you an EIN number, which in turn you can use that number to open up a business and create an actual business. You would also need to register a business with the state in order to do business. So filing, there's usually filing costs with that, minimal. Again, you can go on, there's companies that help you do this, LegalZoom, or again, you can ask your banker to help you with this because you can go through a government website and apply for it yourself. It's not that difficult to do. I've helped my customers do it. So, like I said, you want to develop that trust with your banker in order to help you do stuff like this. Business debit cards, that's, you know, you don't want to commingle, again, your personal with your business. So if you're buying supplies for your business, you're trying to expand, grow, do anything like that, you don't want to use your personal debit cards, personal accounts to fund your business that directly that way. You can do transfers into a business account. That's how I would suggest for you to do it, but keep them separate always. Savings accounts, obviously, you know, that's there. You definitely have savings accounts for a business. You can use that to inject funds into your actual business operating account, payroll accounts, tax accounts. There's different businesses that set up different accounts for different means and measures, which is always the smart thing to do. CDs, this is if you have an excess amount of funds, if you want to stash away some money and collect some interest, you can do so with that. CDs generally pay a larger percent of interest back to you and the funds that you put in there rather than normal savings accounts. But again, you have to remember the CDs, they're tied up for a certain amount of time. So you can't touch that money without a penalty. If you do decide to dip into that, there is a charge usually for that. And there's fees generally that they apply to you in order to do that. Retirement, 401ks, I would definitely, if you have the staff or even for yourself, if you're a sole proprietorship and it's just you on there, on the business, I would definitely set up a 401k for yourself there and start a retirement fund. Banks have IRAs that you can set up as well, that we could do that for you. Business credit cards, that's a service as well. Usually for a startup, I would say business credit cards are good, or even if you're a long time business, it's always good to have. It's basically like a line of credit in your pocket there, in your wallet. Obviously, you want to make sure that you're taking care of your finances and monitoring what you're purchasing and how you're paying these back. Business credit cards tend to have a higher interest rate on there, so the more you're going to pay more interest on these. Just like all credit cards, it's the same as a personal credit card. But they're good to have if you need something in a pinch. Payroll services, ADP, even ACH programs that banks offer, cash management systems, those are good as well. Obviously, they help you monitor, they help you pay bills, they help you do invoices, they help you do payroll. So you definitely want to have something like that. Merchant services, this is actually a good way of collecting funds from your customers. It's convenient for not only yourself and also for your customer as well. It's a way of obtaining more funds, doing more business. There's merchant service devices that you can apply straight to your iPhone or your Android device or your smartphone, your iPads, your tablets, anything like that. There's devices that you can go out to the business and do that. It's all handheld, it's convenient, or it's just the regular terminals that you can plug into your internet service provider straight in your wiring in your business and your actual business. You can obtain and conduct transactions that way. All right. So this is direct deposit, automated. Again, this goes back to, this is cash management, banking services that any bank, usually most banks, would offer here. Direct depositing, ACH, credit processing. And what that is again, it's if you're purchasing equipment, supplies, anything from your business, you want to do it online. You can do this online, straight from your online banking profile that you set up with your bank, and you can do transactions that way instead of doing the old school method of a check, paper pen check. You can do this all online. It's live streaming on there. It's easy, it's secure, so it's the way to go, especially nowadays. Everybody's fast paced. You want to get this done, because if you send a check, it's gonna, you have to send it through the mail, do that whole process. It's going to be a lengthy process. I know some people still enjoy doing that, still doing it. That's the way to do it. It's always been, but this is obviously much faster. Go ahead. Roxanne, can you just, okay, yep.
Oh, you want me to go back?
No, that's fine. Keep going.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Sorry, one of my kids, I apologize. I'm doing this from home and my kids are, I'm trying to keep them quiet. Business checking accounts, obviously what you want to set up. This is going to help you run your business. Obviously you want to, online banking, you definitely want to do that. It helps you, it commingles with QuickBooks or and any sort of platform that you can control your accounting on there. That it all interact with that. You, like I said, you will need if you're a sole proprietorship, a trade name, a trading certificate, or DBA certificate, which is a doing business as. If you have a separate name other than yourself, because if you're the sole proprietor, it's going to be under your name. DBA, doing business as, Mike's Deli, or whatever your business is. LLCs, limited liability corporations, or corporations, S corp, C corps. You have to get an articles in incorporation or certificate of formation given to you by the state. And again, those definitely need an EIN awarding letter and employer identification number issued by the IRS in order for you to even start a business checking account at any bank. Those documents are going to be needed, so definitely look into that. If you're starting up a business, that's a must. You must obtain those documents to generate a business. Not only for banks, it's by law. You have to pay taxes, obviously, on your business, and that's how you would do that. And those are the documents that you would need to start your business account, along with the normal documents such as your ID and information like that. Okay, the business debit cards, again, this is, I would say, essential for you to have this linked to your checking account. Again, the bank would issue a debit card linked to the actual business accounts, and that you can control purchases, you can set limits on your debit card, do withdrawals. You can have various different card holders on there. If it's two of you running a business, each one of you would have a separate debit card. I would definitely not suggest, and the bank will not issue this, a card to one business and all of the employees and the owner using the same business card. That's a high, it's dangerous. It's risky to do that. You're susceptible for fraud that way. So you would just, like I said, just keep everything separate, including your personal and your business affairs, as well as any employees. Issue them. You have to make sure that they're competent employees, and you want to make sure they're trustworthy, obviously, before you give them this. Because again, you're giving them a key to your business, basically, with this debit card. Again, this is self-explanatory. Savings CDs. Again, if you're going to do CD, it's not a bad way to store some money, but again, it's going to be tied up for a certain amount of time. Yes, they do give you some interest, more interest back than a regular savings account. However, it's tied up usually for 6, 12, 18 months, 20. It depends how far out you want to go, but there's going to be fees and penalties if you do wish or need to access those funds. Payroll services, direct deposit. You can give direct deposit to your employees, which is most of the time, or the most popular way of paying employees nowadays is direct deposit. It's fast, it's easy for both the employer and the employee. You can set it up to go bi-weekly, weekly, monthly, whatever way or however way you decide to pay your employees. And you can also manage that from your from the online banking that's issued to you, or if you decide to do a third party or have somebody else do your payroll like ADP, they can control that for you. Obviously, there's fees and costs to that because you'd be paying another company to control and help you out with those services. But it's peace of mind. It's easy. So if you can afford to do that, you would do that. But there's means of doing it yourself as well. Okay, so this point here is merchant services. Again, you get point of sale card readers, terminals. If you're a restaurant, it'd be a POS system, a point of sale system, set up on one of your registers. You can link that up to your registers. You can do gifts, prepaid credit card or prepaid cards. You can do gift cards on there as well. Mm-hmm. And this helps you report any income coming in. It'll help decipher tips and separate tips if you're running a restaurant or a tip service. You can separate tips for each employee that's working. It's very easy to use. It's manageable. It's user friendly. And if you're looking for something like this, banks can offer this as well. I know definitely Lakeland Bank has means of doing this. We actually are very competitive with our services, and we do offer great services with this. We've helped hundreds of small businesses in our local area with these products, and it definitely helps your business grow. If you're looking to expand, you're definitely going to want to look into merchant services. It's an easy way to obtain funds from your customers, and it's quick as well. Okay. Now, this is going to be, the next couple of slides are going to be talking about any financing. So as a startup, most businesses are looking to obtain financing. So it'll be loans, any funds to help their business grow or get them started on their feet.
Right.
Yep. You go to the next one, Roxanne. Thanks.
Okay. So these
All
are
right. So different financing options you can do are savings, gifts, informal loans. So those are usually gifts from a friend, family to help you start off, or some family members do loans, in personal loans just themselves, between themselves, and have contracts themselves. I've seen those before as well. There's term or installment loans and lines of credit and credit cards. That's usually loans like that is something you would come, and I'm a business banking officer. I specialize in that area. That's something you would obtain from a bank or a financial institution in order to help you grow there. Usually with something like that, though, you would need at least 2 years you'd have to be in business for 2 years, which is inconvenient, obviously, for new business starting out. But there's also SBA, the Small Business Administration, the government can offer different loans and help in regards to that. So again, like I said, number one form of financing used by startups is financing options, obtaining a loan. They may be used as business capital, which you can use as a tax write-off. So you definitely consult a business accountant or an accountant that you have for yourself and for the business. You always want to make sure you surround yourself with people that know what they're talking about in each topic. So you definitely want to have an advisor, an accountant, that'll help you, especially when you're starting up a business as well. I would definitely recommend you obtaining somebody, with that expertise. Term loans, installment loans are probably the easiest thing that you can obtain. Again, unfortunately, you have to be in business for a couple of years. So if you're already on your feet but need some sort of working capital, this is the type of loan that you would obtain. It's a fixed rate loan usually, unless you do a line of credit. For term loans, it's fixed rate. The monthly payment is generally the same, and it's paid off within a certain amount of time. You would get that information from your bank on all the ins and outs of what exactly the term loan consists of. So the maturity date, the monthly payment, that can all be given to you before you actually agree to the loan. And it should be given to you, obviously, before, because you want to commit to something that you know that you yourself and your business can pay and support. Lines of credit. This is probably, once you get on your feet, I would say this is probably one of the most important things that you have tied to a business account. That being said, a line of credit is basically like a credit card linked to your business account. So your checking account that you open up with the bank, it'd be a separate account with, say you applied for a $25,000 line of credit. It would be an account separate from your business account, but you can draw from that account anytime you like, whenever you need it. So say you're expanding the business, say you're looking to purchase equipment or supplies, you would draw from the line of credit and you would inject those funds into your business and your normal cash flow in order to purchase or acquire what you're looking for. The beauty of the line of credit is, say you apply for a $25,000 line of credit, you only needed $5,000, you would just draw $5,000 and you would only pay principal and interest. Most of the time, there is different types of loans that you can get there. Most of the time it's principal and interest payments, which is, you would pay that on the funds that you borrowed, not on the total 25 that you initially were approved for. So that's the beauty of it. You would pay that back, and what that does is replenish the funds on the original 25, and you'll have that line open to you for use again for another time. If you need money in a pinch, you would have that right away to you. Business credit cards, as I said before, same thing as line of credit. The only thing with the line of credit, the interest rate is so much lower than a business credit card. Granted, for a line of credit, they're little difficult to obtain, a little more difficult to obtain than a business credit card, because the banks are going to be looking at your financials, your personal finance as well. So you always want to make sure your credit, you have great credit or good credit. You want to be an established person, in control of your finances as well as the business as well. The bank's going to want to look at how the business is doing. If you're doing good, your personal finances are in order as well, in order to obtain a line of credit. The business credit card, that's why they're a little more flexible. That's why, hence the larger interest rate. You're going to pay a little bit more to borrow money there, but again, this is also a good way of having something in your back pocket to increase your business, or grow your business. Special purpose loans, this is if you're in specific areas of the industry, agricultural, manufacturing, or there's loan guarantee programs as well for veterans and military members. They offer discounted rates, so those are the VA loans, anything like that too. So any disaster loans for small businesses, which is something that I've been doing probably for the last couple of months, would be the PPP, the Paychecks Protection Program. If any of you are familiar with that, I mean, you would be if you applied or have employees that you laid off, or just looking to help with payroll, managing payroll. This has been a huge factor in today's world with everything going on, and that's an SBA issued product, which we'll get to in a second. I'm not going to dive into all of the ins and outs of it, but the SBA is definitely, for startups, it's most likely going to be your way to go to try to get some financing that way.
All right. Oh, there's SBA.
And here's the SBA, yeah, okay. So as you can see here, these are guaranteed lending programs. The SBA is government issued loan where the interest rate is low. The only thing is most of the times when you apply for SBA, they're definitely gonna need some sort of collateral. Generally, that's how it is with any type of loan that you try to obtain. The way we say, or the business banking officers, anybody in loans say, you have to have skin in the game, basically. So you have to have some sort of collateral. Usually businesses would put their business assets. In most cases, SBA is looking for real estate. So there's different programs out there. I would consult with your SBA expert at your local bank in order to get more information on there. But this would be, if you're a startup, if you're looking to buy a commercial building, anything like that, the beauty about that is they just need 10% down versus a typical normal. If you were to do a commercial mortgage loan or something like that with me, to purchase real estate, you'd need at least 25% down. With the SBA, you'd need probably 10% would be the max that they would look for there. So that's helpful and that's useful. And these are just some websites that you can go on for some more information on the small business government programs that they offer out there. Okay, and this is just a little chart showing the age and growth of business, different stages of when you are in a business, when you would need or require, even think of acquiring a loan, and when to grow or when the business is looking to grow. Obviously, businesses and the way they grow is different. Sometimes you can plan it out, sometimes you can't, especially with today's economy and everything going on. Obviously, nobody knew this was coming, and that threw a wrench in a bunch of different factors here. Again, this is another chart just showing, startup personal savings. You could use personal, family, friends, crowdfunding capital, peer-to-peer lending platforms. So what I've seen also for startups, people go to hard lenders, which is they're financial institutions or different lending institutions that lend out money to small businesses, especially startups, except the rate of return on the interest rate on those loans are insane. They're I've seen over 20% interest. And the way to, they say they try to help you with that. Sometimes there's no other way to go. You do have to do that, bite the bullet for a year. You're going to be paying interest, really, really high interest just to get your business going. But if you can do it, that's a way out. Because again, then you would go to your business banker or your actual banker at your local institution or wherever you're comfortable with, and we would refinance that type of loan. Because the way we do line of credits at the bank is you're usually paying 5-6% versus these other institutions that do that. But unfortunately, that's the only way some of these businesses can grow. I would definitely check with the SBA first. That would be your first step, because the interest rates are a lot more reasonable there, obviously. I've seen companies or new businesses go to these hard lenders, and I actually refinanced one recently, and they were paying 50% interest, which was, I don't understand how they survived, but they did. So again, seek guidance from your banker. I would definitely check with your local bank in order to improve or to get your business going. Or if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me too. I can definitely help you with that. So this is improving your chances of getting a business loan. Obviously, it's credit, I would say, is the biggest concern. You want, not only your business has to be financially sound, but your personal finances definitely need to be in order. That's going to show us that you can pay your bills, essentially. So that's definitely credit scores. whether you have the option to extend credit, determine how much credit it would give you, and it would establish a interest rate for you as well. The higher the credit score, the stronger candidate you would be for a loan, and it would show us that you can pay off your existing debt as well as any new debt that you'd be acquiring. Obviously, if you're obtaining a loan, you'd be acquiring new debt, and we want to see that you can pay that. So that would help us give you a fair interest rate as well. Again, this is the first thing that Roxanne said before we even started this presentation: avoid commingling your business and personal affairs. Those 100% is keep them separate from each other. Maintain accurate bookkeeping, so that's different means there. QuickBooks, obviously, that's a great platform to use. It separates everything that you're doing, from purchases, sales, invoices, anything like that. It separates everything for you, and that brings me to my next point, which is information that you would provide to your accountant or your tax advisor. You obviously have to give all that information to them so they can complete your taxes for you.
That's it.
And basically that's it. So thank you. Sorry it took a little bit longer than expected here.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pleasure to speak to everybody here. And if you have any questions, need any help, I'm available. Reach out. Ed, thank you again for letting us participate in this, and we appreciate it.
Well, we're excited to partner with Lakeland Bank, and you have been a faithful sponsor of the chamber. And can you just tell the people if they need to get in contact with you? Because that's one of the things that we're going to do the next 4 weeks. We're going to teach you how to register, how to get your EIN, but also how to do your banking. Your banking is so important.
Mm-hmm.
So Jason, if they need to get in contact with you, can you give that out, your phone number, or how do they contact you?
Yeah, sure. Would it be easier if I send you the information and you put it on the chamber, or how?
Well, you could send it to me and I'll put it, or if the people, because some have put on the chat, they might want to write that down.
Yeah, okay. So
maybe
yeah,
just
I'll
give
give
it
it to
out.
you right now. Yeah. All right. So my email address is J.A. Rivera, my last name right there on the screen, Rivera at lakelandbank.com. That would probably be the best way to reach me. Or if you don't have access to email or you can't do that for whatever reason, my phone number is 973-803-2069. And that's my direct line. That's my work cell phone number. I can be reached at. Feel free to call anytime. If I don't pick up, just leave me a message. I will definitely get right back to you.
All right, Jason, thank you. Well, what you see right now here on the screen, Jason spoke about the necessity to register your business. One of the things that New Jersey requires, and of course the bank is going to require it, is your business to be registered. One of the easiest ways to register your business, if you're starting out, a lot of people have been forced into starting their own business because of necessity, because of this COVID-19. So the easiest way is to do a sole proprietorship, but of course that's always the riskiest, because you can face personal liability if somebody chooses to sue you. One of the easiest and I think most efficient ways as an accountant of 30 years, I tell people register a single LLC. The way you can do that is you can go to the State of New Jersey Business Portal, which is on your screen right now. This portal will tell you how to register your business. If you click right here, registering a business, this is your screen, and you will be able to register that business online. One of the screens that I want to show you that I think is important. Let me see if I could go back. Let me see. Here we go. Okay, here in the business registration, a lot of people ask, what is the difference? What are the different corporations? One of the areas that I tell people to look at, you see here on the right screen, New Jersey Business Action Center. This site will help you on how to open your business, register your business, especially if you can't afford a lawyer right now, afford an accountant, you could go to the New Jersey Business Action Center, and this will answer most of your questions, steps, business advocacy, how to open your business, what's the best business, and even how to connect you with different resources that can help your business. And the New Jersey registration, you go here to registering your business, and you're able to go right here online and start the process. You know, start your business, selecting a business type. Let's go there for a moment. This, I think, is important because here it explains, sole proprietor, what are the advantages? Low startup costs, greater control by the owner, minimum working capital requirements, tax advantage to small business owner, or all profits to the owner. Disadvantage, unlimited personal liability, lack of continuity, and more difficult to raise capital. When you go to a bank, the bank likes to see a structure. I tell people this is a good structure if you want to start your business, the limited liability company. Advantages, limited liability, flexible management structure and ownership, continuous existence, legal entity, easier to raise capital, more expensive to organize, but it's safer for you. A lot of people ask, well, if I want to run a limited liability company, but I want to receive a W-2, the only way to receive a W-2 on a single limited liability company is to register the company and run it as an 1120 corporation. So what happens then is the entity is separate from the owner. So that's the only way that in a limited liability company, you should be receiving a W-2. What's happened is that a lot of people open a limited liability company, and it's a single liability company because you're the only owner. They go to a payroll company like Paychex or ADP, and they receive a W-2. And then when they deduct their taxes, they're deducting the W-2 wages on the Schedule C. That should not be, and that is done incorrectly. The only way you can receive a W-2 through a single limited liability company is for you to run the company as an 1120 corporation, or registering from the beginning a corporation. A corporation, one of the greatest advantages is that it protects you from liability. The corporation, though it's yours, is separate from you. Roxanne and Jason said, make sure you keep separate records. What happens with a corporation in the state of New Jersey, it is recognized as its own entity. So what happens when you incorporate a corporation, you and the corporation are separate. You keep separate books, everything is kept separate, and you put yourself as an employee of the corporation. And then the corporation, of course, at the end of the year, will issue you a W-2, and then whatever they paid you on the W-2, to you, the owners and the managers, then gets deducted under the corporation 1120 or 1120S income tax at the end of the year. I'm going to talk about this in detail. I'm just giving you a quick overview to kind of help you, because some have said, well, I'm already running. What do I do? If you are running, don't run without getting registered. Go to the state website and it gives you all the services. If you need to talk to someone and right now you can't afford a lawyer, you go to the New Jersey Business Action Center and they will help you, and you could call them up and they will explain to you the process and help you put the process together. Also, if you go to this site, www.irs.gov, which Jason also mentioned, let's say you're already running and you need to set up, get your EIN number, your employer identification number. So basically you come here and you put and here goes SS4. So what you do is you can apply for your employer identification number right here, SS4. It's a simple process. It's going to ask you the structure of your corporation. So what I'm going to do for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to take you through the process of how to open a business, how to develop a business plan, what is the best structure for you. I've taken you to the site today ahead of all that because some of you did write to me privately and said, well, I've already started my business. What do I do? If you started your business, go and register that business. Come over here, register a new business. Some of you have said, well, I'm going to work as a single LLC and I don't want to do an 1120 and I just want to run it on a Schedule C, my personal income taxes. So then you register a single LLC, and this will explain to you how to register online. The filing step 1, you complete it online, filing fee of $125, and for nonprofits, $75. So basically you go to the state website, but if you can wait for the next 3 weeks and hang with me, I will talk you step by step how to do this. But if you're already running a business, then you might want to go to the New Jersey website right now and register your organization or your company in order to be legal in the state of New Jersey. And of course, go to www.irs.gov and go ahead and fill out the SS4 and get your employer identification number. So as you can see, we're going to be sharing a lot of stuff in the days to come. I'm going to talk about accounting. I'm going to talk, today we talked about banking. I'm going to have different experts. What entity should you use? How should you run your business? How do you keep things separate? Because what we want at the Economic Development Corporation is to help you to succeed. We're also going to be doing some of these seminars 100% in Spanish. So if you have some of your Latinos that don't understand English, but they're running a business, we're going to do this also in Spanish to help them open their bank account, register with the state of New Jersey, and how to run successfully. Here on the chat, also I will have the presentations available in order for you to have everything that the bank has shared and everything that I've shared today, plus we will post this one so you can review it on your own. It's going to be on our YouTube channel for the Chamber. It's also going to be on the Chamber's website, the Morris Chamber website. So we want to make sure that we give you all the information. Let me see if I've got here, just so you can see for a moment what it is we're going to be sharing in the days to come. If you look at this, this is some of the slides that I'm going to be covering. What to expect for the next 4 weeks. We start on time at 12 noon every Thursday. Plan to be at every session. Follow up with your instructor. You're going to have my direct email, my direct contact for me to help you. And basically, we're going to start the first lesson next week. I'm going to teach you how to do a household budget, how to do your personal financial statement, how to help your personal credit, your credit score, how to improve your credit, and the sorts. Who are you? These are just some of the slides. We're going to go, these are the steps for the next couple of weeks. We're going to go your personal finances, the idea. Let me help you with your idea. What's going to make you marketable? What's going to make you successful? Why are people going to want to buy from you? How to market your business online. It's very important that while you're online, people connect with you and see the value that you offer, the market that you should target, the organization and structure, and your financials. So right here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 5 steps. We're going to drill them the next 4 weeks of this type of seminar. So I want you to stay connected. I want you to pay attention. I'm going to give you the links. This is totally free. You're going to be able to chat with me, connect with me, and any questions that you have, we're going to provide you answers. Lakeland Bank has sponsored us. I would tell you, give them a try, give them a call. because you need a good banker next to you that when you get ready and you need, whether it's an SBA loan, they will guide you. Maybe you need a micro loan from one of the other participating organizations that they can help you. We are here to help your business succeed. So if you have any questions, you can post them now on the chat real quick. I don't want to keep you too long. We don't want to keep these longer than 1 hour. But if you have any questions, you can always shoot them on the chat, or you can write to me, eramirez@morriscountyedc.org. Again, eramirez@morriscountyedc.org. We're here to help you. We thank you for connecting today. If you have any questions, there we go. We got something in the chat. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you so much. We're here to serve you. Please spread the word, because starting next week, we're going to go from 101, the very bottom, how to open a business, get your EIN, how to run it, how to plan, how to market. We're going to go from A to Z, and it's free. It's through the EDC. So we want to be a blessing to you. So I want to thank you for joining us today, and stay tuned for next Thursday, 12 noon, right here on the Zoom channel. And this is also going to be on Chamber TV. All righty? So if there's any questions, that's all I have for you today. So
No se lo pierdan.
No se lo pierdan. Well, I want to say, Roxanne, Jason, thank you so much. Lakeland Bank, thank you for being such a blessing to the Morris County Chamber of Commerce. And I want to thank the Morris Chamber of Commerce, because they've enabled us here at the EDC to give this, especially to our Latino people that need help opening a business. So spread the word, because I will be back on next Thursday, 12 noon, here to better serve you. Thank you so much.